Hello and welcome back to the Dugout podcast. This is episode number 105, and we are joining you on a beautiful Monday in Scotland. We've had some good weather the past few days. Of course, I'm always joined by my co host Ethan Barlow to go over all of the action. The World Cup quarter-finals have concluded, and my predictions have gone down the drain. But we have our semi-finalists now for the greatest competition in the world, and obviously the greatest competition in the world actually kicked off on Saturday. The Premier Sports Cup kicked off on Saturday, so we got over some of the highlights of that. There's been some more signings in the SPFL as well, so got a bit to talk about. And yeah, Ethan here. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. I think, as you said, excellent weather again, and it seems to always be really good weather any day we record. So maybe we should just record every day and bring great weather to the people of Scotland. But
Yeah, but then
yeah,
we don't actually get to experience any of it because we're sitting in here for hours.
yeah, I know. And for anyone who watched our quarter-final preview, that was a long running time, over 2 hours, I think it was in the end. So a longer episode for us, but I don't think today should be as long. We were covering 2 rounds of the tournament, whereas now we're just covering those four quarter-finals, and then obviously previewing the two semi-finals starting tomorrow. So yeah, still a lot of football. Well, it feels like maybe less World Cup football still to be enjoyed, but it always gets greater when you get to the closing stages, the semi-finals, the finals, and I think there is, as we spoke about, still small potential for this World Cup to be remembered as one of the greatest, but I think you're going to need something incredible to happen in these last 3 or 4 games, whatever you prefer. Although I don't know about you, Alex, but I won't be paying too much attention to the bronze final or the third place playoff, whatever you want to call it. So the two semi-finals and then the final. And we've got a couple of predictions wrong already. Your winners, of course, bow out at the quarter-final stage in some pretty a little bit controversial circumstances, as we'll
Should
get
we
on
get
to.
should we get on to that now? The robbery, the absolute robbery. So, was it England's first goal or their second goal? I can't really remember.
First.
Their first goal. So Norway keeper Nealand goes to clear it up the pitch. It appears to hit some sort of cable used for camera operations. Deflects down into the path of Elliot Anderson, I believe it was, and then obviously Jude Bellingham, who we'll talk about in a sec how amazing he's been. But he scores the goal for England, and the Norway players complaining. Um, and yeah, for me, I think this is a big error. There's no way of knowing what would have happened if this goal had been disallowed, but it was for me incorrectly allowed as a goal. Um, it's obviously not the England player's fault. It's not anybody's fault, but that shouldn't have been allowed to stand.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. And I didn't actually realise the scenario with England's first goal and it hitting the camera wire or cable above the stadium for that. What is it they call that camera? I think it has a specific name, but I can't remember it.
What is
And
it? Sky camera or something? Or
yeah, it might be something like that. But yeah, I don't think you can continue the game where it's at something that it's deflected off of that and it's led to directly to an England goal. Of course, it goes through a couple of players. Anderson, as you said, I think it was who brings it down and then gives it to Anthony Gordon, who does really well, and then Jude Bellingham allowed too much space by the Norway defenders, and it's a good finish. But of course, you're going to be frustrated with that from a Norway point of view. It comes right at the end of the half, and then of course, even further into injury time of the first half, they get another one. Harry Kane, really nice finish, but of course was in an offside position again. Norway defence not getting close enough to Bellingham after Norway, of course, took the lead. Excellent goal from Andre Schjelderup, who's not been a guaranteed starter in this Norway team, but got the nod at left wing, and I think he
Yeah,
might
deservedly
play.
so as well, because he did make an impact when he came on against Brazil.
Yeah, and of course set up the first goal for Erling Haaland with a cross. I think Lee Dixon, and I would maybe tend to agree with him on this. Not many things I agree with based on his punditry the other night, but that it was possibly a cross from the Benfica winger. But no, take nothing away from it. It's an excellent finish. I think Jordan Pickford maybe takes his arm away because he's not expecting it to find its way into that far corner and off the post, but an excellent goal. And then Norway, of course, had the chance to make it 2-0. And I've seen he's been getting a lot of stick. And I think we spoke about it possibly in the preview for this match was Soloff on the right wing being just a really difficult watch. And that's what you see him when he's sort of through and goal and he has the opportunity to slide Erling Haaland in. Credit John Stones, I think it was the only England defender back. He did do well to sort of narrow that option, but he still should have played it. And at 2-0 to Norway, it feels like a completely different game.
Yeah, no, it would be, and yeah, Alexander Sorloth. I think he's made my vendetta list now. So anytime he gets brought up, I think there's going to be. I just, uh, he's he's obviously an accomplished footballer. He scores goals in La Liga, but he's clearly not a right winger. He's almost as bad as being a man down. That like I'm not trying to, like a you know tear into him and go like, but genuinely he's so unbelievably bad. Um, in the Brazil game and in this instance as well, where it would have been 2-0 if he made the right decision. So yeah, it's just disappointing from a Norway perspective. However, England, um, I think, did come into the game a lot more, especially in the sort of latter stages. I think their fitness showed through in the end because I feel like Norway were on top for most of it, but they have the England have a decent squad depth. Dan Burn obviously came on for the last wee bit. He was very good. He won a few big headers, and obviously as well the man for the big occasion, who's now finds himself in a golden boot race. Jude Bellingham showing up again to score both the goals to put England through to the World Cup semi-finals. And yeah, right at the start of extra time, he scores, and yeah, it's just it's very he's been terrific. I think maybe the last couple of years people have maybe forgot how good Jude Bellingham is, because Real Madrid have struggled, and obviously as one of the superstars, he receives a lot of the criticism along with the Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius. Those are the guys that take all the heat. But the three of them have shown this tournament. There's a reason why they're at Real Madrid. There's a reason why they're hailed as the best players in the world. And yeah, Bellingham again popping up in the big moments.
Yeah, and I don't think throughout the sort of, and maybe this was a sort of trademark of Bellingham, a lot of Bellingham's performances, especially in that first season under Ancelotti, where he was played really advanced at Real Madrid and really had an excellent goal scoring record. But he's not always in the game. He's not always doing a lot on the ball, but he just has that sort of killer instinct in front of goal to get into the positions, especially on the second goal, of course. Takes advantage of. You maybe could say Neelan should do better with the shot, and it was very similar to the winning goal the night before, of course, which we'll get on to. But yeah, I agree with you. England look the stronger team as the game went on, and especially in extra time, they completely dominated. Norway, which was unfortunate for them because Norway were probably the better team throughout the 90, I would say, and especially in that second half after England dominated the closing stages of the first half, got those two goals. One of them, of course, ruled out, but I think half time came at a really good um, time for Solback inside, and then of course they thought they got the goal as well 10 minutes into the second half through Torbjorn Hegem, but it was ruled out. I would say probably unfortunately, rightfully for a foul on Elliot Anderson, although it was quite soft, I will say, but he done well to sort of manipulate the contact from Haaland and win a foul for his team, which kept the game level. And then of course at half time of extra time, the really interesting shout was to take Erling Haaland off for Jorgen Strand Larsen, the Crystal Palace striker, and he
I
had
just
little.
think I just think when you've got a guy like Erling Haaland, you just keep him on,
Yeah,
for that one chance that if any opportunity was to fall to someone, you'd want it to be him.
yeah, and you it'll, it would have given England a massive confidence boost as well, him not being on the park. Because watching the game, I don't know if you agree, Norway in the second half of extra time, I never thought they were going to score. Whereas if you've got Erling Haaland on the pitch, you've always got a chance. As we know, doesn't matter how many times he touches the ball and what he does with it out with his goal scoring chances. When he gets a chance, usually he takes it. So yeah, that was an interesting decision. And then unfortunately for Norway, the game sort of just petered out. Really, they didn't really test John Pickford at all. And of course, England had a penalty as well, which was overturned eventually as Jed Spence probably initiated the contact rather than anything else. And I think they got that one correct. But massive win for England. Credit to Thomas Tuchel and those players because they keep getting the job done. They are riding their luck at times, of course, as we've seen in the last couple of rounds. But knockout football, it's about progressing, and that's what they've done. And now they've given themselves a chance against, uh, which is another team which has certainly rode their luck at times as well in Argentina. So, yeah, I think we'll get on obviously to the other quarterfinals, but I think two excellent semis set up.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We'll go back now to the first of the quarterfinals, France versus Morocco, and this was a pretty straightforward France performance. Two excellent goals as well from Kylian Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele. And yeah, I think I think obviously I got a bit carried away and I backed Norway the last time and blah blah blah. Maybe there's an Alex curse going on here, but I genuinely don't see anyone being able to contain this France team.
No, there should be no way that France don't win this tournament based on how they've played, based on the players they have at their disposal, the depth they have in their squad, the experience they have of winning major trophies at club level, and of course for the likes of Kylian Mbappe and a few others, this tournament itself. And I just, it really is hard to see past them. And they made light work of Morocco. I think Morocco set up to nullify France rather than actually try and score themselves. They had every man behind the ball at almost all times. Brahim Diaz was the meant to, or sort of supposed to be the furthest player forward with Ismail Saibari out injured. And Morocco just never carried a threat whatsoever. They had they had France struggling to create many big chances, especially in that first half. Apart from the penalty, which was a really strange decision, I thought, from Nusar Mazraoui to make the challenge when he did. Credit Mbappe. He's quick, as we know, and his fast feet get him away from the Man United defender. And then, for whatever reason, there was a 3 minute wait for the Madrid striker to take the penalty. More conspiracy theories about Argentinians, of course, because it was a full Argentinian official team for this game. And then Bono saved the Mbappe penalty. and you thought maybe it won't be France's day, but they kept plugging away at it, and then they eventually got their goal, which was, as you said, an excellent goal from Mbappe, and shows why he's well, yeah, joint top of the Golden Boot race.
Yeah, yeah, I
Because
think
Messi
so.
didn't score this round. So yeah, joint top of the Golden Boot race, and I think arguably some people would say the best player in the world because it's that moment of quality that digs his team out of a difficult place,
Got
which they
three.
were at that time.
He's got 3 assists as well.
Yeah,
It's
um,
crazy.
yeah, but then obviously he went on to set up Dembele's goal 6 minutes after, and that goal comes because when Morocco go a goal behind, they need to come out and actually attack the game. The coach made a couple of subs. Ouabi, the Morocco manager, made a couple of subs to try and get back into the game, and then France get a second through Dembele. Nice finish. Bono maybe could have done better, and then the game's already away from Morocco. And I just think it was a difficult maybe for France to get that initial goal, but Morocco are a solid team, and when they're putting 11 men behind the ball, and it's always going to be difficult to score against them. But I think if any team goes toe to toe with this France team, then France will run right over the top of them. I really do, and I think it'll be a really difficult task for Spain, the European champions, tomorrow night as we record this.
Yeah, sorry, caught you finished the sentence mid yawn there.
Yeah,
But
I caught you at a bad time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't talk to me while we're recording. But anyway, I totally agree. I think Spain will struggle. Because we'll just dive into it. I've not been overly impressed with Spain. I mean, they've been getting the job done, and they look solid, but they're they're quite boring. And their attacking play in the final third is really poor in my opinion. Lamine Yamal ghosting again. Um, he is. You can't like he's been bad, Ethan. He's been bad. So and he's been
He
poor.
was the highest rated player in the game on football. Uh,
Yeah, but it was a dreadful game.
no, it was, and no, I think we agreed. No, maybe we didn't agree the last time, but we sort of. What would you say? I made the point. You made the point that he was poor, and I said that I think he was poor by his standards, but I don't think he was overall poor. I still think he's been one of Spain's better players and one of their more threatening players. But the bar
Why?
for that,
How? He's not done anything. The only highlight I've seen, like the only thing I can think of in that game is he nearly scored a free kick. He done nothing else. He done absolutely nothing.
yeah, but he also completes
Every time
most.
he got the ball, he lost it. He was so bad.
But he also probably completed the most dribbles for Spain
Oh
and created
wow!
the most chances for Spain.
Completed the most dribbles. Wow!
Well, that's two of the key
I think
metrics
that's
for a
I
winner.
no I
What's
think
the what's
dribbles. I think dribbles is such a stupid statistic.
How is it?
It doesn't make any sense. Completed the most dribbles. What constitutes a dribble?
Uh, Dribbling with the ball and not losing it.
Well, every player does that all the time. It's a stupid statistic.
No, it's a consistent statistic and metric that is for the same for every player, and he consistently tops the statistic. Let's
So
see.
he created zero chances in that game.
Okay, no, that's fine. I didn't say he
Uh-huh.
did in this game, but I imagine across the tournament. Let's see how many where he ranks across the tournament. Um, Chances created. Um, okay, no, I stand corrected. He's actually eighth for
Yeah,
Spain.
he's bad. He's been bad. I'm telling you. Just because I've not got my nose in stats doesn't mean I can't see a guy who's not performing well with like my eyes on the telly. I can watch football and tell he's been poor.
Yeah, but I think we're being a bit harsh on Yamal and Spain, though. I think because they haven't been poor. they've been poor by Spain standards.
No, I mean, I didn't say Spain have been poor. I said they've been poor in the final third.
No, but they have been pretty poor, and you used the word boring. I would completely agree with that. I think they're just a team that I don't know. They just lack inspiration. Someone thinking outside of the box of what they're used to doing. They're all in second gear, and there's no real sort of dynamism or flair of a
No,
Lamine
there's
Yamal in
none
the
of that. And
past.
do you know who you look to for that? Do you know who you're supposed to look to for that?
Yamal,
Lamine Yamal, who's done nothing. No, but no, I totally agree. They are they're lacking any flair, and any time they get into the final third, um, there's zero creativity. I mean, it was so bad against Portugal. I mean, I feel like they were always making the wrong pass or overplaying it or something that always were the wrong decisions. And even in this game, both their goals came from two different Belgium goalkeepers sort of spelling it. So it's not like they've played some excellent football, and they're cutting Belgium open. No, they didn't. It was, and I thought Belgium were actually decent in this game. Spain had a lot of the ball, but they weren't really allowed to do much with it. Belgium looked threatening. Um, Charles de Ketelaere scoring again. He's had a really good tournament. I think he's after a lot of hype from when he was younger, kind of drifted off into I don't. I guess he's not really been in the limelight for a few years, but I think he's put himself back on the map. He's shown he's sort of scoring versatility. I mean, he's scored a few headers, scored with his feet, so he's had a good tournament. I think Belgium were all right in this game. Obviously Spain did do enough, but yeah, I don't hold like I said, I don't hold that much hope for them going up against France, who are miles better than anything they've played.
yeah,
Obviously, the best team in the tournament, in my opinion. But they're so far clear of anything Spain have come up against, and Spain haven't put in a. I wouldn't say they've put in a 5-star easy. I think maybe one in the group games they had quite a good one.
they were
Um,
good. They were good in the first half against Saudi Arabia, and then they took off all their players pretty much. And the second half was a non-event. So you're quite right to say they haven't really been that great in any of the games. They haven't impressed. Of course,
even when they won 3-0 against Austria, I didn't think they were that good, if you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah, but it is really difficult because we're being pretty critical of them, but they've got to this stage and they've only conceded one goal, and they haven't really looked like they're.
That is the impressive aspect about them. They're really solid defensively. Sorry to keep cutting you off, but
Oh, no.
they are really solid defensively. It's just the lack of inspiration in the final third that worries me.
Yeah, the Belgium goal comes out of nothing as well. I know the Spain goals are both of them fortunate, and you could maybe say both goalkeepers could do better. Certainly, Lamens, I would say, should do better with the winning goal for Mikel Merino, who pops up for off the bench with another big winner for his country. And I think without a couple of key injuries to Thibaut Courtois and of course Yuri Tielemans, who didn't manage to start the game, I think Belgium maybe could have had a better chance. But I think Kevin De Bruyne he's just had a really disappointing tournament, and bringing him back in for Tielemans just didn't offer the same level of quality and stability in that midfield, which was always going to be an uphill battle against the talented players which Spain have got. Of course, choosing to um, take Pedri out the starting 11, which was, I think, because of a knock, I believe, but an interesting decision nonetheless. But Spain advance. Of course, they were favourites, but we did tip the Belgians to go through. But a decent tournament for Belgium. I think we said they could go far if they got things right. I don't know if they really fully got things right to maximise their potential. It was only really for that USA game, I think Rudy Garcia realised that he's sort of better team, which of course contained Nico Raskin, and it'll be really interesting to see what the interest for him is, and how much money Rangers can demand for him, as you would imagine that he is going to leave Glasgow this window.
Yeah, I feel like Jordan Belfort from the Wolf of Wall Street, man. We're gonna be getting so much cash for Nico Raskin. 50 million, you can have him. But anyway, uh, I think he has been good, and Belgium had a decent tournament. Um, but yeah, I'd say probably this was their ceiling. I think with the players that they see. If you look at the Belgium squad as well, it's kind of mad that they actually did make it to the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Look at if you're putting it a head to head, Belgian players v Spain players. There's not many Belgian players that get into that Spain starting a lineup, and
there's one that gets into the midfield, but
okay, okay. I think you're maybe looking at the Thibaut Courtois and that being about it, possibly maybe Jeremy Doku, but I mean, there's not too many. Spain have obviously got a quality squad, and I think that's why we're maybe being so harsh on them because we do expect more from a team which were so good in the European Championships 2 years ago.
yeah, absolutely. Moving on from the European champions to the current world champions, Argentina against Switzerland. I didn't stay up to watch this game because, unlike Ethan, I am not a vampire who can stay up to watch every single 5 in the morning, 2 in the morning type kickoffs. But Ethan did stay up to watch it, and Argentina did get through, not without some trouble. Alexis McAllister opened the scoring in the 10th minute. Dan Doy equalised in the 67th minute. And then Braylon Bolo was sent off in the 72nd minute for a second yellow card, goes to extra time, and Argentina get the job done in extra time with goals from Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez. But Ethan, obviously, you watched the game. Can you just give you have a better idea of what happened than me, who's just seen highlights and stuff? Can you give me an analysis of how this played out?
Yeah, well, Argentina get the early goal, as you said. Good corner from Lionel Messi and a good header from Alexis McAllister, who just got in the middle of two Switzerland players at the front post. It's a really nice header. But after that, I know the stats maybe suggest otherwise looking at them on the face of it now. But for me, it was all Switzerland who carried the major threat in this game. And their equaliser in the about halfway through the second half was only coming pretty much since Argentina scored, and really well taken goal from Dan Doy, who's always been a sort of a big threat for Switzerland, despite not scoring any goals before that one at this tournament, I believe. And then the game flips again when Breland Bolo gets the second yellow card, which I know really, I think I've seen people saying it's harsh on him and it's unfortunate and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he cheated and he got punished for it. You can't perform a simulation that poorly and expect to get away with it when it goes to VAR. And you seen the emotion running through him when he realised he was getting his marching orders. I think it was one of disappointment and anger at himself for letting his team down. And ultimately, I think that's what you can say he did because I would have fancied Switzerland to go on to win that game. And even when Argentina had the man advantage, I wasn't fully confident that they would go on to do it. But of course, they did. A moment of quality, which we've been waiting on from Julian Alvarez this tournament. An excellent goal from him. And then, of course, Lautaro Martinez wraps up their sort of entry to the semi-final stage against England with that goal at the end. So, yeah, credit, like I say about England, credit to Argentina for getting the job done, but they certainly rode their luck at times, and it'll be really interesting to see who comes out on top between the two teams because I think on the face of it, England have a better squad of players, but Argentina's mentality and sort of will to win and
I don't know.
they
I feel like you could say that about England though.
well,
They have a mentality and a will to win this tournament because
yeah,
they've
but
not been
I mean, as in this is a lot of a World Cup winning squad that we're talking about here. That England isn't. They've not got the experience of winning the World Cup. Well, they have obviously, as we always hear about in 1966. But I mean, in terms of this squad, hasn't. And I think that can
really.
always I think that can always play a factor. But I think Argentina and Lionel Messi will need to be at their best if they want to beat England because I think England have just got a better group of players and usually that dictates who wins these matches. But I'm really looking forward to, of course, a rematch of the '86 semi-final. Is that
Yeah,
right? The hand of God and
yeah. The greatest, the most successful um sports person, the most loved sports person in Scottish football history, Diego Maradona.
yeah.
But
And of course, I think Lionel Messi could join him if he was to put the English out this time around.
maybe, although we wouldn't get I don't think we're going to get a repeat of the hand of God unless it is rigged, like people suspect.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but people like to speculate. That's what football's all about. Sometimes speculating and conspiracy theories. We know too well about that in this country. So
Yeah,
interesting to see on the world stage, but no, I think the better team will win on Wednesday night, but ultimately that I would expect them to fall short when the final comes on Sunday.
okay. So we've done it for each stage. I think Ethan alluded to it a little bit there, who he thinks will wins, but we'll give our semi-final and then final predictions. I think we've got a lot wrong so far, but we're down to four. Surely we can get something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think France will beat Spain. I think they'll have too much for them. I think Spain. I don't see them being awoken or whatever word you want to use in this tournament. I think they're just too they play too passively, and I think they'll be punished by a a vastly superior France team. And then in the other semi final, I think it'll be a really tight game. But I do tip Lionel Messi to be the difference and help Argentina to another final because I have said since the start pretty much that I think it'll be a France Argentina final. Since seeing the teams after a couple of group games because of course I did tip Portugal to go all the way, which was a terrible shout, but. I don't think you could have expected them to be so poor. So yeah, I've backed France and Argentina in the final for a while, and I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with France, obviously. And I'm gonna, I don't know, I just think England will, I don't want them to, but I think England will get through. I think England will beat Argentina. I just feel like they've got better players. They've got um, big game players. Obviously, Messi is the biggest game player ever, but England have a couple who could show up, and I just feel like they'll do it. I think I have a funny feeling though that these two teams went the distance and in the last two games going the 120 minutes. So I have a funny feeling it might go go that long again, and whoever comes up against the French in the final will be absolutely knackered. But I'm gonna say France and England for the World Cup final.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. I can't really argue with that because I'm looking at that game right now, England Argentina, and it could really go either way. And I think, as I said before, I think whoever it is will likely be second favourites to France. But you never like teams that you don't want to win things to get to a final because in a one-off game. You never ever know.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that'll do it for our World Cup chat. And now we get on to the real stuff, some Scottish football. Okay, moving on to the real football. Like I said, Scottish League Cup action. We had the first round of fixtures on Saturday for the League Cup group stages, and there were some interesting results. Just sort of going over some of the main ones here, I guess you could say. Um, Obviously, the Premiership clubs involved, Dundee United beating Stirling Albion 1-0. St Mirren with a 4-0 win over Ethan's Dumbarton. uh,
Oh, it was worse about this game from a Dumbarton point of view. The performance of the trialist goalkeeper who unfortunately tried a Cruyff turn or whatever, and Chris Mockery took the ball off him and put it in for 2-0. Or the fact that Dumbarton still haven't uh, laid their new pitch for the season, so this game had to be played in Coat Bridge, I believe. So yeah,
oh,
not a great start to the season for the Suns, but a good win for McLeish to
yeah,
start his new season.
you mentioned there as well, Chris Mulcry, new signing getting off the mark, along with Samuel Ramos as well. I've not heard of this guy before, but I haven't seen him get. I'd imagine he's a new signing, Thomas Falconer. Also scoring. He might be a youth product. I don't know. I've never heard.
He's 18 and I believe he is a youth product. Actually, funnily enough, spent the first part of last season on loan at Dumbarton. Played 8 games, didn't score once, but managed to score already and one appearance against his old club he was at on loan.
Oh, well, okay. Good for him. Your hometown team did do too well. Uh, Mine did fantastic. Absolutely battering championship side Dunfermline. A 3-0 win for East Kilbride. Really, really positive for them.
Yeah, exactly. A great start to the season for Mick Kennedy's side. They're expected to do big things again in League One, which I think, as I said last week, will be a really competitive division with a lot of full-time teams. Is it? I think it's Shea Lacey, is it or Shea Kelly? Sorry, the goalkeeper, younger brother of Liam, who got 2 assists in this game, which is excellent going for a goalkeeper. Another player who used to play for Dumbarton and was always sort of expected to go into big things, and I think he could have a really good season as Finlay Gray, who got a few goals the other night in a friendly, and now of course opens his competitive account for the season for EK. So no, an excellent result for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Another team in League One, a full-time team, Ross County, starting off their season quite well with a 4-1 win over Annan Athletic. Brian Graham getting off the mark with 2 goals as well. Dundee in a really entertaining game against Airdrie. Was this the one where I think it was Fisher? He scored for like the halfway line or something.
Yeah, what a goal that was. In the first half of the new Scottish football season, someone's already set the bar very high for goal of the season battles. What a free kick that was. But there was a few other belters in this game. I think Ethan Hamilton, who's got a reputation for scoring a
Aye,
cracker or two.
he's not shy of scoring bangers, is he?
No, certainly not. I think, yeah, he got in on the act with one and a good start to the season for Stephen Presley's side.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A good start to the season for Mark Wilson's side as well. A 6-0 thumping of poor Brecon City. Stenhousemuir with a win. Greenock Morton losing to Linlithgow Rose. Big upset there. Inverness, Cali Thistle playing against East Fife, drawing one each. However, Cali Thistle get the bonus point with the win on penalties. Um, Falkirk travelling over to Edinburgh. There's been some big score lines in these opening games, a 5-0 win for the Bairns and John McGlynn. Ben Parkinson with 2 goals, Ross McIver with 2 goals, Connor Allen with the other one. An entertaining match over in Stranraer with a 3-2 win for Ayr United. And Hamilton Accies beating Peterhead 1-0. Wraith Rovers beating Elgin City 3-1. And also Kelty Hearts drawn 1 each of Queen of the South. However, Kelty Hearts get the bonus point. Queen's Park with a 3-1 win over Brora Rangers, and the Spartans hosting Arbroath and losing 2-1. So a really entertaining opening weekend of Scottish football. Some interesting results in there. And it's funny, even though it's strange, Ethan. I'm even though the World Cup's still on and you're paying attention, I'm starting to get that Scottish football feeling again.
Yeah, exactly, and some really interesting results that you said there, and I think for the most part the Premiership teams showing how strong that the league is at the moment. Apart from maybe you would say Dundee United needing until the 93rd minute, but they still get the job done. And of course, tomorrow night as we record this, will be the second round of games where we'll get to see St Johnstone, Aberdeen, and Kilmarnock for the first time in terms of the Premiership clubs. But
I
yeah,
might,
some
I
really,
might see, I might actually watch that Kelly game, Kelly v Wraith Rovers. That could be quite good.
yeah, it certainly could be a decent game. Although I'm looking at Dumbarton's next game, and despite
Wait,
it being
actually,
against the Fairmont
actually,
who
I've,
just lost
I've,
3-0, I do fear for Dumbarton again.
I've just realised actually, Kelly play at the same time as France Spain. Sorry, come on, I won't be
What's the
watching
first
that.
15 minutes?
Eh?
What's the first 15 minutes?
Aye, there'll already be a few goals up, I reckon. Like Joe Hugo and John Jules, Bailey Rice, Mark O'Hara will all be balling
John
out.
Jules, is he back yet, John Jules?
Yeah, he's back, I
Oh, is
think.
he?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not doubting you. I didn't know if he was back yet.
I think
Obviously,
he's I think he's back fit.
yeah. Well,
Um,
that will be really exciting to see how he links up with the newer striker additions. I know he has played with him, I think, possibly before, but not in since Hugo's really found form in Ayrshire.
no, definitely, no, he hasn't, and that will be interesting to see. So those were the fixtures. There was some news, some big news for Celtic on Friday morning, I believe it was. They actually did sign someone. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Camila Duran. Did I get that right? Comes
I think
in.
so. Yeah, I think so. I think
Is it is
that's
it
the one.
is it is it Camilo or Camilo? Do you reckon?
I think we'll find that out in short time.
Well, he
I haven't
signs.
actually, I didn't actually, well, I've not watched his interview yet, so I'll need to watch that, and it probably tells you in that, because usually they ask the new signings and they're not 100% sure on the pronunciation, how to say their name. So yeah, we'll see that, I'm sure, but and I'll
Right.
get back to you on that. But no, I'm not 100% sure at the moment.
Okay, well we'll see. I'm sure we'll find out eventually. But he takes the number 11 at Celtic, signing a 5-year deal previously of Qarabag and Portimonense. He played 45 games for Qarabag, scoring 15 goals, less goals and appearances at Portimonense, but it looks like he's finding form. 24 years of age, Colombian. I might have said that already. Celtic's first ever Colombian player as well, so making a bit of history. And yeah, Ethan, are you pleased to finally see someone through the door?
Yeah, pleased to see someone finally through the door, and also pleased with the signing. I think it has potential to be an excellent one for the fee they've paid. I know it's not the cheapest in the world, but for a striker who regularly scored in the Champions League phase last season, you're not going to get them on the cheap usually. So I think he really has the prospect to be an excellent striker for Celtic in a department which, of course, they're in desperate need of new recruitments. And I think I also see a thing that he's not only a goal scorer, he's got a lot more to his game in terms of linking up and creating chances for others. So I think he's going to be a really exciting player, and I can't wait to see him play. I think Celtic also looking at bringing Kelechi Iheanacho back, of course, after his successful stint last season, and Marcelo Sarachi, which I think was the news maybe the last time we spoke about Celtic, which the people are going to ask the question as to why the players weren't signed up already, but at least they're doing some sort of business because they'll need to strengthen the squad if they want to have any hopes of getting through that Champions League playoff round and getting back to where I think the fans will certainly feel a club like Celtic belong.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So they need to get those deals done quickly. Because I was thinking about this today. See, season's not that far, not that far away at all. It's let's see, it's like 2 weeks or something, like 3 weeks maybe. Yeah, Friday the 31st of July is when Rangers play. At 8 o'clock. Um, so yeah, it should be really interesting to see how the clubs do. Rangers obviously still active in the window as well. Um, they're still looking. I think it's a fullback, a left-sided centre half, possibly another midfielder and a right winger. On Rangers list, having already signed what, like 5 or 6 players, and the most recent of which has been Cammy Devlin on a free transfer from Hearts. On Friday, it was announced by Hearts that Devlin had left. He was given a deadline to sign a new deal with the Jambos. He didn't meet that deadline. And then the very next morning, he was announced as a Rangers player. I think we could all have seen this one coming. He signs on a 2-year deal with the option to extend for a further year.
Yeah, I think, as you said, I think it was one that everyone knew was a possibility when earlier and even last season when I think we all came to the realization that Cammy Devon wasn't going to sign another contract at Hearts, or I think that's what we thought was going to happen. Of course, it did. He didn't extend at Hearts, and now he's went to join his club captain from last season and his manager from last season. So Free, of course, made the trip from Tynecastle to Ibrox now, and a really good bit of business for Rangers. Someone that I was speaking to was saying how that they would almost rather the sort of opportunity to sign Cammy Devlin on a free than maybe going out and paying well over £10 million like you would be expected to do for a Lewis Ferguson. Of course, comparing the quality of players, I think that you're going to say Ferguson's a better player, of course, but it's a risk-free move for Rangers. They bring in one of the standouts from the Scottish Premiership last season, and more strength in that area of the field, especially with I think I've seen Connor Barron was maybe rumoured with moves away to some decently sized clubs as well. So, and I think that's what Derek McInnes said is that before Rangers bring in too many more bodies, they'll also need to get some out the door because the squad is building up, and I think that's going to be really interesting at both clubs because we're not. If you're talking about Celtic and Rangers at the minute, that you've not seen too many outgoings as of
Uh,
yet, and compared to
just really major ones have been Jack Butland, I think you could say
yeah.
for Rangers, obviously, but Rangers already got the replacement through the door. I don't think he's in the Spain training camp, Ivor Pandur. I think he's getting a wee holiday because obviously he was out of the World Cup with Croatia, so he's getting some time with his family, and then he'll join up with the team. But yeah, we've not seen too many outgoings from either. It looks like, however, obviously Conor Barron's been linked with a move. It looks like Mo Diamande and Nico Raskin could be on the road out as well. John Suter and Danilo didn't travel with the side to the Spanish training camp. Rangers did play in a closed doors friendly the other day against the Kaiser Chiefs, where they drew one each. Finlay Curtis with the goal in that game. You know, one guy that's always hanging about, and it seems like he plays a lot in preseason. You think this could be the season he's actually involved, and I don't know how he's still there because he does show quality, but he doesn't get to be used quite a lot. It's Nadeem Bayrami.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He
I
was
seen that celebrating the goal with Finlay Curtis. Yeah,
he must be fuming as well. He's barely seen the football pitch for the however long he's been at Rangers.
yeah. Well, I think the thing is though that how many managers is he been at Rangers under now? What
Oh,
would that be? Four? Was he there under Philippe Clement?
I think he was, yeah.
So the thing is with Bayrami is that when there's a new manager coming in, there's always the opportunity that he can impress that manager and get into the plan. So I think that's always the thing with changing managers so frequently, like Rangers have done, especially in the last couple of seasons. And there's always the chance that a player stays on for another sort of cycle of a squad. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. But as we said, lots of both Rangers and Celtic players could easily be on the way out of their clubs. Daiser Maeda, of course, there's going to be doubts about his future. Who else? Johnny Kerry, a lot of Championship clubs interested in him. I've seen it was Bolton Wanderers, of course, who had him on loan last season, and there was another team, which I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Middlesbrough. Rio Hatate, of course, and I think he looked to have liked the Cammy Devlin announcement post at Rangers, which naturally frustrated some Celtic fans. A bit of a strange one. Paulo Bernardo, of course.
That is the Rangers question mark.
Possibly, you never know. Paulo Bernardo, Arne Engels, who else has a Benjamin Nygren, and then possibly any of the defenders, but there's been sort of less rumours about them. So, yeah, still a lot of rumours floating about at both clubs, and still a while left in the transfer window. But as you correctly pointed out, the season's only well, a couple of weeks away now, you could say, maybe a couple of weeks and a half away. And then for Rangers and the other sides in Europe, excluding Celtic, I believe, European qualifiers to come before then. So, yeah, there's a lot to contend with at the moment for all the clubs, the ones that are playing in the Premier Sports Cup or the ones that are awaiting those qualifiers to come.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I think that'll do it. But before we finish off, do you want to attempt that game again? We'll do World Clubs again
We
and see.
can't do it. We can't do it if you want to. But it didn't work too well the last time.
Ah, went all right. We got some competitive matchups.
Okay, right. What are we doing this time? Just world.
Yeah, any club in the world, and we'll do the rotating serve again. Okay.
Okay, best of five.
Yeah, best of five.
Okay. Right. Well, do you want to go? You won the last time, so you can go
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Villarreal.
Juventus.
Renato
Oh,
Vega.
no, it is as well. He was going to be your answer. He was your answer for one of the ones the last time.
Yeah, I don't know why, it just popped out of the mind. I can't even think of any others that have played for both. Uh,
Okay, Cancelo. No, he's Valencia.
yeah, okay. It's you into it.
Yes. Okay. I think a club. Got one. 3, 2, 1. Borussia Dortmund.
Afros.
uh, Marco Reus.
Fair. Fair. I was gonna say Bologna, and then for some reason Empoli jumped into my mind. I'm like, I can't say Empoli, and then so I just kept,
Be here
so
all
I just,
day.
eh,
Be here all day if we said Empoli.
yeah. So yeah, I just froze. Well done, Ethan. Well done.
Okay, one each, but Sel's back to you. You
Okay.
need one back too as well, remember.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. Um, three, two, one. Wolves.
Real Madrid. Uh,
Hugo Bueno.
I don't know if he's played for Real Madrid. I'll throw another one out there. While you check. Um, Real Madrid and Wolves. Oh, I think there might be someone. Uh, Vallejo. Is it
Aye.
Vallejo? Is it the central
Yeah,
defender?
you're right. Vallejo.
No. Did he play for Wolves? I feel like he did.
Yeah,
Uh,
Wolves. Yeah,
yeah,
Jesus
he did.
Vallejo.
He did. He played
Ah,
7 games for Wolves outside of 2 spells at Real Madrid.
yeah, well done, mate. Well done.
No, no, it was 1 spell. It was just loans out. Thank you. And it's back to my serve to win.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1. Benfica.
Thankfully.
Oh, no. No, no, no. I don't know who you could even. Oh, why have you done? Why have you done that? I think you might just need to serve again. I don't know if you can. Don't know if we can get this.
Right, go again then.
Right. It's your goal. You're doing the countdown, aren't you?
Oh, is it?
No, it's me.
Oh,
It's me. No, no, it's me. It's me. Actually, it's
no,
me. It's
because
me.
you just counted down and there was
No,
nothing
but you
on
just
there.
said a team that none of us knew. You can't do that.
Tactical to get my
No,
serve
no, no,
back.
no, 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 no. We're not doing that. I'm serving again
Oh, this is
for
cheap. This
match
is
point.
robbery.
No, it
Daylight
isn't.
robbery.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
That's
Okay.
part of the game, tactics.
You can't just say a team that no one's going to know a player from. You can't say a second division Italian team.
Okay,
That's
fine.
out of order. Right,
Fine, okay.
right. 3, 2, 1. Bayern Munich.
Dugout. Team,
Uh,
no,
come on. Yes.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
team. I was gonna say Timo Werner, and then I was like, no, he never played for Bayern. And then I was trying to get Joshua Kimmich out, but
You said Stuttgart the last time, didn't you? And I said
yeah,
Bayer Leverkusen, I think.
yeah.
But no, I take the win today. Good game, but I'm victorious.
First to 10.
No, 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 no. Can I do that now? I've
Okay,
won.
okay. So that'll do it for today's episode of the Dugout Podcast. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I will get my revenge. Hopefully. Oh, that did feel like it worked a bit better though, didn't it?
Yeah, I did feel like it worked a bit better today.
Maybe
Apart
it's
from you
because
drafting Italian second division clubs and expecting us to even know one of their players, never mind
I know a guy
some.
who used to play for Empoli.
Yeah, well, that says enough. You used to no, you know a player that used to play for them. You don't even know any current players, do you?
Esposito.
Don't know, to be
Okay.
honest. Maybe.
Well, well then. That'll do it. Thank you all for watching and listening. Hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, share the podcast, leave a comment, make sure to check out all the socials, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the World Cup. And we hope you enjoy the real football coming back, the Premier Sports Cup. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll be reacting to the winners of the World Cup. Well, in a week's time, our next episode, we will know the winners of the World Cup. So,
Well,
um,
okay, yeah, that's fine. I was going to say we might do an episode before, but if we just wait until after, that's fine. Uh,
all right, okay, we'll see. Well,
we'll
see what
see. We'll see.
happens.
We'll
See
leave
what
the
happens.
viewers in anticipation.
Get the notifications on.
Yeah.
Uh, thank you. and goodbye.